Every wellness competitor wants to know about the glute ham tie. How do you get it? How do you make that pop on stage? Today I'm going to talk about 3 must-haves if you're trying to get that glute ham tie on today's Iron Palace. I'm Milton from TeamFFLEX. You're on my show, The Iron Palace, where every single Tuesday I get on here and we talk about everything training. This is just one of 5 awesome shows that I run all week, every week for you, telling you how to get your goals. So do me a favor, if you get out of anything out of this, in other words, please subscribe to the channel, and then, if you know anybody that could benefit, help me out and share the video. Alright? Thank you so much. Let's dive into wellness today. We're talking about the glute ham tie. This is something competitors, they always want to have on stage. For a long time it was bikini competitors that were always talking about it. Now we're seeing it way more pronounced in wellness, and now wellness competitors asking me all the time, how do we get this glute ham tie? And really, the answer is, I gotta tell you what it is first, and then we'll talk about how to get it. I'm gonna give you 3 ways to get that glute ham tie today. Let's talk about it. Thing number 1 to understand, and this is not part of the list yet, you just gotta understand this, is that there is no glute ham tie muscle, ladies. There is no specific muscle you can train that is a glute ham tie. What a glute ham tie is basically where the glutes insert into the hamstring. This is the actual anatomy of your body and the glutes and the hamstrings and where they meet. So there is no specific muscle, there's no specific special exercise for that. What it does come down to is this, and now we're on our list. Thing number 1, most important to get a glute ham tie. Glute development. You gotta have really developed, really full, really strong glutes, okay? The more developed that your glutes become, the more that this hamstring's gonna work, right? And if we're talking about the fact that we gotta have the ham tie, the glute ham tie, be a combination of glutes and hamstrings, well, you gotta have the development there. If you're lacking that glute development, you're not gonna show ham tie anything on stage, period. Alright? It really comes down to having that development, So exercises that are really good for this are ones that are gonna target the glutes a lot. We're talking about hip thrust, GHD, glute ham raise, all these different exercises that really target the development of the glute. And obviously, depending on the lower portion and where you're at development wise, you may want to do some specificity exercises. They're going to hit each little part of the lower glute too to really help bring out that ham tie in. Alright, so that's a very important part. Got to have the glute development. That's thing number 1. Thing number 2, right, is, guess what? Let's talk about it. Hamstring development. If you want to have the glute ham tie, you got to have the hamstrings developed. It's actually the combination of having proper development between glutes and hamstrings that create the ham tie. So hamstring exercises, that are going to target that development become very important here. A lot of stiff leg type deadlift movement, a lot of hamstring curls, a lot of stuff maybe where you're specifically targeting that high hamstring zone where you need to bring this out. It all comes down to your own physique and where you're at and your development, where you're at now versus where you need to be in wellness. But the more that you can bring these areas up, the more that it's going to help you get on that stage. And if you need some help with exercise, I strongly suggest check out my free trial at TeamFFLEX.com right now. Subscribe, and I'll show you exactly how to do what I'm talking about, how to get these wellness ham ties. But there's one more variable that we have to talk about that really comes down to the exact way you get a glute ham tie. We're going to talk about it right after this break.
TeamFFLEX.com presents a revolution in the online competition coaching experience. Contest prep has been redefined. From anywhere around the world, at the touch of a button, your entire totally custom coaching experience built just for you. Constantly monitored and adapted by your own expert competition coach. The most complete competition coaching experience awaits you now. Go to TeamFFLEX.com and try it free.
So what we know so far is to get a wellness glute ham tie, or any glute ham tie for that matter, it comes down to development of the glutes and development of the hamstrings. You got to really get these muscles hypertrophied. That development has to be there. It has to be present. But here's the crazy thing. You could have crazy developed glutes, crazy developed hamstrings. You will not show ham tie unless you're at proper level conditioning. Okay? And conditioning means body fat percentage, how lean are you, all right? And really that is the final variable to attaining a glute ham tie. You gotta have those muscle developments first, but then to show it on stage, you have to hit that conditioning right. You gotta be at stage level conditioning. Most people, most competitors in wellness that you see that have these crazy glute ham ties on stage, when they're off stage, they don't have that. You know, when they're in the improvement season, they're in those phases, you're not going to see that. With any competitor, really, you know, bikini, even wellness, you're not going to see glute ham ties 365 days a year because they're not at stage level condition, nor should they be, right? If you want to actually build muscle, make improvements, you need to add a little bit of body fat on in those improvement season phases to actually do that. So what really comes down to the final variable, number three, to get that glute ham tie becomes that condition. And if you get the right level of body fat, it's going to show those muscles through. Now here's the crazy thing. If you did not attain the proper development in the glutes and the hamstrings, you can get leaner, and you still won't show those ham ties. You actually get too lean for these divisions, you know, bikini or wellness in this case, and you're not going to score well, and you also won't have ham tie, right? A lot of people think that if they just get really lean, they're going to show it better, or if they push back in their back pose, all these things. No. Really what it comes down to, ladies, is making sure you got the program that's going to target those glutes the right way, especially that lower portion, and then the hamstrings, maybe the higher portion more so if you need it, but making sure that you got something that addresses your posterior chain in a way that's custom for you and your physique to get you where you want to be, alright? So if you want help with any exercise, strongly suggest that you go to my website right now, TeamFFLEX.com, and I can show you guys exactly on our free trial the type of exercises that we're doing to get these for our competitors in wellness, bikini, all that, and the stuff that you could be doing to help you get there, alright? So check that out on our website. It's a totally free opportunity. You're crazy if you haven't done it yet, honestly. And again, this is one of 5 awesome shows I run all week, so please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. This has been the Iron Palace.